And Greg, one of the things that really struck me from Coach McLaughlin and hearing his pregame thoughts, he said the Bulldogs were a very good team last year, but they were just a step below some of the best teams in the state. If you look at their 5 losses, they lost to a Bishop Garrigan team that went to the state tournament in Class 1A. They lost to this Forest City team that was a state team in Class 3A. They lost to ELC, another state Class 3A team. They lost to Des Moines Christian, that was the regional final, another Class 3A state team. Then they split against Humboldt, 1-1 against the Wildcats, and that's a team that you could say was on pretty level footing for the Bulldogs last year. So the good news for Algona last year, they beat all the teams they were supposed to beat, but now the next step is you've got to start beating some of those teams that can be ranked among the best in the state. Bulldogs have a chance to do that tonight.
Yeah, it's a good early test, and I hope the game, I'm sure the girls are looking at making this game closer than it was a year ago. As you mentioned, that lead really ballooned late. I think Forest City hit 3 for 3 from the three-point range late in the ball game to really widen that one out. But that next step, what both coaches talked about, but Coach McLaughlin talking about, we were right there last year, but maybe just a step off. This year we want to take that next step and play on even ground or maybe knock off some of these top teams. So here we go.
So step one of many in the long journey of the high school basketball season begins tonight. The Algona Bulldogs and Forest City Indians coming up next on Hometown Radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
Farmers State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Phil's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oak Crest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
All bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services, view their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small, they love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle, passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit
Squares for a 3-point ball, and she hit it again! Keep shooting it, Lauren McLaughlin! Tip-off of your game is coming up next on Hometown and Home Country Radio. That is the starting lineup for head coach Noel McLaughlin and the Algona Bulldogs. Coach McLaughlin in his 5th year at the helm of Algona, and he has all 5 starters back from last season. Meanwhile, for Forest City and head coach Matt Erpelding, their starting lineup is the senior number 2, Colette Logus, senior number 4, junior number 14, Hayden Brown, junior number 20, Lexi Eisenbrand, and junior number 34, Jenna Donchie. Bulldogs tonight wearing the home white uniforms, black Algona on the front and black numerals on the front and back outlined in red, black trim down the sides of the jerseys. Forest City in the road, red uniforms. They've got the lighter numerals on the front and back, and Forest City across the front of the jersey, the gray stripes down the side as well. As at midcourt, the 6'2" Lauren McLaughlin to jump things up against number 4, Bethany Warren for Forest City. Ball's in the air, and the 2024 high school basketball season is underway. Ball bobbles around and is picked up by Hayden Brown for the Indians. Indians move left to right on the radio dial, and here we go. Forest City has the opening possession. They flip it inside. It's knocked away from Donchie, but she recollects it. Bounce pass towards the corner. Brown had to go over to collect it in front of the Bulldogs student section. Drives baseline far side, kicks it out. Logus top of the key. 3-point ball off the back of the cup. Deflects sideways, and Hayden McLaughlin rips away. Contested rebound. Bulldogs fighting defensively that first possession. They poke the ball away from Hayden Kuhlman. It's out of bounds, and Kuhlman touched it last. Good quick hands by Colette Logus, forcing the early Bulldog turnover.
Yeah, it was one thing that the Indians coaches talked about, trying to force some turnovers. Got one on the first possession.
Not easy to turn the Bulldogs over. Turned it over just over 13 times per game last season. Second least in the North Central Conference. Left corner, it's Hayden Brown, the stellar junior for Forest City. Steps back as Paige Schmidt stays in front of her. A tough defensive assignment right there. Schmidt against Brown. Ball goes near side of the court for Forest City to Eisenbrand. Eisenbrand gets a screen, heads left around the perimeter. Pass knocked away. McLaughlin fights for it. Lauren McLaughlin dives on top. And this is going to be a jump ball as Forest City got their hands in there. Possession arrow will give the ball to Algona to start things off.
Not much that Lauren McLaughlin could do that time except get on the floor and hang on to that ball. Gets the turnover.
Hayden Kuhlman will bring things across the Bulldog logo at midcourt. Bulldogs their first time getting the ball across half court following the first possession turnover. Schmidt kicks it out near side to Casey Vianotto, who drives in the lane. Shot got swallowed up by Hayden Brown and picked up by Donchie for the Indians. Now at the far side of the court, here comes Logus, the second team all top of Iowa West selection last year. Logus along the left side baseline to Warren, now back out to Logus in between the circles. 6:45 of the clock and still no score here from Algona's Gymnasium as Hayden Kuhlman knocks the entry pass away from Jenna Donchie and out of bounds along the baseline. It will stay with Forest City. Hayden Brown to inbound things from the baseline far side of the court. Brown, the leading scorer last year for the Indians at 13.2 points per game, gets it into Logus, hands back off to Brown along the perimeter. Brown looking for space against Kuhlman, passing left side to Logus. Logus this time picked up by Schmidt. The floater from the foul line, off the back of the cup. Ball pinballs around. Donchie tries to pick it up. It got poked away from her, and Donchie touched it last as it went out of bounds. She was scrapping with Kuhlman for that rebound, and we stay scoreless 1.5 minutes into this one. Kuhlman, the sophomore point guard for Algona, will bring it across half court. No pressure this time as Warren comes up to pick her up. Kuhlman darts past Warren, passes over to the right side to Casey Vianotto, the Bulldog senior. Now flips it back left side to Kuhlman. Kuhlman looking towards the right baseline to Lauren McLaughlin. Eyes the bucket of 6:17 on the clock. Got the ball knocked away by Eisenbrand. Found Hayden McLaughlin on the block. Got deep in the post. Missed the layup though. Schmidt bats it away. It rolls and it's picked up on one hop by Eisenbrand. Forest City has it back. Right side Logus. Logus comes in between the circles to Brown. Has Schmidt in front of her. Now left side, Eisenbrand in front of the Bulldog student section. 2 minutes in and still no score. Algona and Forest City. The team's offense is looking to settle in. A pass to the baseline. Brown under the bucket. Kicks it out. Warren in the corner. That's a long two. In and out of the cup. No good. Rebound Paige Schmidt. Make that Casey Vianotto. Vianotto scrapping for the ball, and a jump ball is forced. Bethany Warren got in there and forced a jump ball. Possession arrow, Forest City.
Well, too early jumps there. The defensive side for both teams really going after the ball. Knocking out loose and get the tie-up.
Some hard-fought defense being played so far in this game, too, and certainly two coaches, Matt Erpelding and Noel McLaughlin, who love good defensive teams. Logus from the right side, three-point ball rattles out, no good. Rebound got stripped away from Eisenbrand as Hayden McLaughlin took it out of her pocket. Gets it up to the court to the senior Paige Schmidt. 5:32 on the clock. Back to McLaughlin. Deep tray, left it short. Rebound is ripped away by Hayden Kuhlman. Drives down the lane. She got the ball poked away, though, and now Forest City has it. A few missed early three-point balls on both sides. Now Hayden Brown walks it across half court. Indians last year averaged 60 points per game. Algona 57.5 points per game. Right wing trip on the way. Eisenbrand. That one's no good. Missed it right. Long deflection out to Paige Schmidt for the Bulldog rebound. Schmidt striding across half court. 3 minutes gone and still no score between the Bulldogs and Indians. The number 6 ranked Bulldogs and the number 5 ranked Indians in Class 3A. Vianotto left side wing, and aggressive defense. Logus comes in and steals the ball right away. Logus open runs to the basket, and there's tonight's first points. 2-0 Forest City. Colette Logus last year, 11.6 points per game for the Indians. Second team all top of Iowa West, and their number 2 scorer behind Hayden Brown. As we have 4:41 on the clock. Driving in right of the lane, Kuhlman. Kuhlman on the blow by, got to the rack, and we are tied.
Nice little hesitation out on the top by Kuhlman.
And there's that lightning quick first step as well. Ball goes center of the paint. Eisenbrand looking for space. Swaps up the layup, no good. Rebound by Hayden McLaughlin. Eisenbrand was amidst the wall of white jerseys in that lane for the Bulldogs. Now Kuhlman has it. Basket is to our left. Finds Hayden McLaughlin in the high post. Now to Kuhlman on the right side wing. Looking for Lauren McLaughlin underneath. That pass is out of her reach, though. She was blanketed by Bethany Warren down on the block. And ball is out of bounds back to Forest City. First substitution coming in for tonight for the Bulldogs. Bella Jo Dunning checking in off the bench, as is Maya Lentz, as Casey Van Otterloo and Paige Schmidt will take a seat for a time being. Both those substitutions being sophomores for this Algona team. Forest City rolling with their starting 5 still for head coach Matt Erpelding. Pass to the near side of the court. Hayden Brown with a head fake, slicing into the lane, picks up her dribble and kicks it out to Logus. Quick rotation to Eisenbrand, now flings it across left corner to Warren. 3:56 on the clock as we are tied at 2. Top of the key to Brown, contested free over Lentz. Bounces off to the right side, no good. And the rebound is taken by Algona, but Schmidt traveled on the rebound. Or check that, Dunning traveled on the rebound. Coach McLaughlin wanted a foul, but Dunning was in between a sandwich of 2 Forest City defenders, and the Indians will maintain possession. Coming off the bench for Forest City, Drew Seglem, the junior number 40, she checks in. Also coming into the game, Brennan Geeson, the senior number 32. Brown takes the handoff from Logus. Brown, long 2 on the way, and she rattles in the jumper from just inside the free-point line. They brought Logus into the backcourt to defend, but now she'll back off as Kuhlman passes it up into the corner to Lentz. Lentz arcs up the 3-point ball, and she rainbows it in! First shot of the season for Maya. Lentz goes down, and the Bulldogs have the first lead. Forest City hustles the other direction. Warren in the lane. Warren curls around the defense and scores the layup.
Boy, there's that transition for the Indians down the court quickly. But what a big shot from Lentz.
Lentz was 1 of 7 on 3-point balls last year for Algona. Already has her first 3 of the season tonight. 6-5 Forest City, 3:09 on the clock. Dunning barreling inside, Dunning up and under. Dunning left-handed layup good. What a move by the sophomore.
Nice adjustment on the defense that time.
Now Forest City has Warren leak out. Nice pass up ahead and she scores. Well, Greg, it took about 3 minutes, but I think the offenses have settled in.
No scoring for 3 minutes, and now an explosion.
8-7 Forest City. That is 4 points so far by Bethany Warren. Now driving in Kuhlman. Kuhlman almost got the and 1. She'll draw the foul instead, and she'll shoot 2 free throws as we'll have a chance to exhale after that flurry of activity.
Well, you can tell the Indians really making a point to get down the court in a hurry. Good heads-up pass down there to take advantage in transition. The last 2 buckets for the Indians.
Yeah, they've been really good in transition the past couple minutes, like you said, Greg, as the first free throw is up, and it is good for Kuhlman. We are tied at 8. Forest City head coach Matt Erpelding is the reigning top of Iowa West coach of the year, as the Indians finished as runners-up to Bishop Garrigan last year in the conference. Saw Coach Erpelding opening up a bag of Twizzlers on that sideline as Forest City warmed up. He looked relaxed, ready to go for tonight's game, and enjoying some Twizzlers here as a pregame snack, but second free throw is good for Kuhlman. Bulldogs have the 9-8 lead. Kuhlman 2 for 2 at the line right there. Forest City has the ball inside the right corner of Seglem. Seglem drives baseline, trying to get by Dunning. She tried to pass it to cutting Geeson. Ball is behind her and out of bounds, back to Algona. 2:33 on the clock and a 9-8 Bulldog lead. Seen 3 lead changes so far tonight. Bulldogs have lost 5 of their last 6 games against Forest City, including last year's 65-48 win by the Indians. But Bulldogs won the last time these two teams matched up on this court as the ball got deflected out of bounds. It will stay for the Bulldogs. They were looking for Schmidt along the left baseline. 27 on the shot clock, 2:24 on the game clock. Schmidt will trigger from the near side of the court. Schmidt looks. Bounces it into Dunning. Dunning got open. She bobbled. She shoots over Warren, and she scores another layup. She was wide open there. The bobble allowed Warren to get back in the play, but Dunning stayed cool, calm, and collected, and makes it 11-8 Bulldogs. Seglem spins towards the right side. Got by Dunning. Layup spins off. No good. Long rebound out to Lentz, and gets it over to Kuhlman for the Bulldogs. Approaching 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Ball inside to Dunning. Wide open. Missed the layup, though. Got swatted away by Brown on the deflection. And now it's picked up by Logus for the Indians. Logus sprinting up the floor. Logus down to the baseline to Geeson. Picked up by Lauren McLaughlin. Out to the short corner to Warren. Warren's pass is jumped by Kuhlman up to the top of the key. Kuhlman running the floor. Has Logus pursuing. Kuhlman layup up and in. The transition for the Bulldogs, and it's 13-8.
Yeah, great anticipation that time by Kuhlman to step in that passing lane. She was going the distance.
She is a ferocious defender. Bulldogs Mostly playing man-to-man so far tonight against the Indians. 1.5 minutes left in the first, and the Bulldogs have their largest lead, 13-8, in a battle of two of the top 6 ranked teams in Class 3A. Warren, left wing three-pointer. She rattles it in. The answer by the Indians.
That was a big shot for Warren.
Warren, not someone who shoots a lot of threes. 2 of 12 from range last season. Makes it 13-11. Bulldogs set the double screen at the top of the key for Kuhlman. McLaughlin gets the pass left side. McLaughlin slicing in, got stripped away by Hayden Brown. Here comes Brown running the floor. Schmidt chasing, bounce pass to Logus. Pulls up for the jumper, missed it right. Schmidt fights the rebound away from Seglum, and she'll bring it up the court. Outlet pass up to Lentz. Lentz stops, jumper got tipped by Hayden Brown. Ball goes out of bounds, last touched by Forest City. Now we're seeing a little bit of defense come into play here. Both teams jumping a few passes, forcing a couple of turnovers, and the block shot right there by Brown. Casey Van Otterloo back into the game for the Bulldogs, as is Hayden McLaughlin. Forest City will go back to the bench. Cadence Slutton checking into the ball game as Hayden Brown will get her first breather of the ball game. Schmidt from just underneath the basket. 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Schmidt looks and finds Hayden McLaughlin. She's in a sandwich. She's trying to pivot away from Seglum, and she starts dribbling. She jumps and passes. It got knocked back into her lap by Eisenbrand. Controlled again by Hayden McLaughlin, though, and rotates it around to Van Otterloo, who finds Dunning. Now back to Van Otterloo between the circles. 13 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. Taylor Van Otterloo to Bella-Jo Dunning, cutting underneath Hayden McLaughlin, and she got fouled. It was on the floor. She tried to curl around the defender, but a nice pass to Dunning down to the baseline as she found Hayden McLaughlin.
Yeah, it was a nice job by McLaughlin that time of stepping toward the baseline and then around her defender. Got a good angle, but she was grabbed on the arm. She made that move.
Foul number 1 for Forest City by Drew Seglum. Schmidt looks, finds the cutting Taylor Van Otterloo, bangs into a defender to let them play as the ball shoots straight up in the air, and Seglum picks it up and runs for Forest City. Schmidt forces her to pick up her dribble, and she traveled. Schmidt just cut in front that time, and Seglum couldn't keep that back foot. Now 28 seconds left in the first quarter as Kuhlman comes back in. Dunning goes to the bench, and the Bulldogs can work it for the last shot of the quarter if they so choose.
Yeah, that's been kind of a MO for Coach McLaughlin over the years.
24 seconds left as Kuhlman brings it across the timeline. 13-11 is the Algona lead. Casey Van Otterloo takes one dribble towards her left, pivots 360 and gives it back to Kuhlman, edge of the Bulldog logo. Now 15 seconds. Back to the right to Van Otterloo. In the lane to Hayden McLaughlin. McLaughlin drives in, 11 seconds. And ball got peeled away by Seglum, and she forced a jump ball. Possession arrow is towards Algona with 8 seconds left.
Well, I tell you what, the Indians stay low defensively, and they're constantly poking at the ball. It's going to be an issue. The Bulldogs are going to have to clean up, protect that ball a little bit more.
They do. Great hands on defense for Forest City as Lauren McLaughlin checks back in. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Schmidt lobs it into McLaughlin. Far side corner got knocked away by Warren. McLaughlin got it back. Loses it again. It's towards the backcourt. McLaughlin still fighting for the ball. Finds Kuhlman. Kuhlman pulls up. Three-pointer on the way. Missed it left. No good. That's the end of a chaotic first corner here at the Algona Bulldog High School Gymnasium. Score right now, Algona 13, Forest City 11 as we head to the second on KLGA 92.7.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Lichter's Garage Door Service and new installations. A reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Ed Service Station. Service you can trust.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Sports Club members bringing you this game. Thank you to these Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
The Wrenchman Truck and Trailer Repair, full-service repair shop in West Bend.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Algona Chiropractic Clinic, it's your future. Let's make it healthy together.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Hayden Coleman. You're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KLGA.
Helter-skelter first quarter here from Algona High School as the Bulldogs lead the Forest City Indians 13-11 heading to the second quarter. Indians control the basketball right now, heading left to right on the radio dial to open up the quarter. 7 points so far by Bethany Warren for the Indians, 6 by Hayden Kuhlman for Algona, the leading scorers tonight. Driving in, Eisenbrand scoops the left-handed layup up and in, and Forest City has tied the game at 13.
That was a pretty drive that time by Eisenbrand. Used her left hand really well in that scoop shot.
Indians have scored the last 5 points dating back to the first quarter as Kuhlman pivots around, bounces the pass right side to Van Otterloo beyond the perimeter. Now back to left wing to Kuhlman, works around traffic. She gets to the foul line, bounce pass deep at the post. Lauren McLaughlin fades back, banks it off the window, and scores it.
I think that's the first shot for Lauren McLaughlin in this ball game.
Yeah, limiting her shot attempts, certainly a big focus of the Forest City defense, as 15-13 is the Algona lead. McLaughlin just hit that one flush off the glass. As the Bulldogs inch back in front, working the baseline is Eisenbrand. Van Otterloo stays in front of her. Eisenbrand pivots 360 about 3 times before she passes it to Seglum. Seglum at the foul line, right of the paint, bounce pass to the cutting Brown. Brown came through, missed on the layup though, she was wide open, and Van Otterloo rebounds. Van Otterloo across the timeline finds Schmidt in front of the Forest City bench down to our left. 6:48 and ticking here in the second quarter as the Bulldogs lead the Indians 15-13. Driving in Kuhlman. Tough left-handed shot, banked it in.
That was a tough one. There was a defender in her way, and she just went up a little bit early. Nice job.
Kuhlman averaged 11 points per game last year. She's up to 8 now as the jump shot no good by Seglum. Rolls off the rim and it's swatted out of bounds by Forest City. Bulldogs get it back. Both teams still working on the ball handling a little bit early in this game. We saw a lot of balls poked away in the first quarter. We made the observation Forest City extremely low, extremely active with their hands on defense. And we're seeing sort of that chaotic nature game number 1 of the season always brings. Of course, you've got that scrimmage that teams usually do before the season. Bulldogs scrimmaged West Hancock last week as a 3-point ball by Kuhlman. Way too strong. Rebound by Giesen in between 2 Bulldog defenders, but it's poked away. Schmidt finds Hayden McLaughlin, and she got fouled. Nice job back and forth between Schmidt and McLaughlin, and Hayden will shoot 2.
Yeah, Bulldogs a little poke away there. Nice reaction to get the ball right underneath the basket for a good shot for Hayden McLaughlin.
McLaughlin, part of this stellar sophomore class that Coach Noel McLaughlin has talked about for years and years. But Hayden Kuhlman, Hayden McLaughlin, both regular starters last year for the Bulldogs. We saw Bella Jo Dunning come off the bench a lot. And then this year you're going to see Taylor Van Otterloo and Maya Lentz a whole lot more in that Bulldog lineup. If this early game is any indication, Hayden McLaughlin will split the free throws as the basket spits out the second one. Score 18-13 Algona. Bulldogs answer back with 5 points in a row of their own. Handling the rock of the Bulldog logo, heading towards the right is Hayden Brown. Hands the ball to Eisenbrand as she goes around the Seglum screen. Dunning staying low and in front of her. Pass goes left side now on the wing to Logus. Back up top to Seglum. Faces the bucket. She'll pull up for the elbow jumper and she banked it in. A shot by Drew Seglum makes it 18-15 as the Indians find themselves down by 3. Forest City last year went 21-4, made their first state appearance in program history, the 53-year history of the Indians. Lost to ELC in the quarterfinal round as Kuhlman drives in left side again, got to the cup and scored it.
Well, I really like to see the sophomore Kuhlman drive because she was bumped a couple of times there, but it doesn't throw her off.
She's being an initiator so far in this game. Brown got the ball stripped away, and here comes Dunning for the Bulldogs. Dunning looking for Kuhlman. Underhands it to her across the timeline with 5:14 on the clock, and Algona leading by 5, 20-15. Kuhlman works in between the circles. She's guarded by Logus. Bounce pass on the elbow to Lauren McLaughlin. Back to the bucket. Hands it off to Kuhlman. Kuhlman head fakes. Tries to get by Eisenbrand, but she forces her into the corner. Signers the pass to Hayden McLaughlin. Split it up and in, and drew the foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Hayden McLaughlin, and the Bulldogs starting to gel a little bit on offense.
Boy, indeed they are. Nice ball movement that time. Got it in a good position for Hayden McLaughlin, who really used the glass will. Put that shot up strong and got the foul and the bucket. Chance for a 3-point play. Timeout coming up here for Forest City.
30-second timeout called by Coach Erpelding. And one of the things we're seeing so far in this game, Greg, is not a lot of shots by Lauren McLaughlin, but she's commanding a lot of attention. And because of the attention she's commanding, we've seen open opportunities under the bucket for Bella Jo Dunning. We've seen one-on-ones for Hayden McLaughlin against shorter defenders. Sometimes even if Lauren McLaughlin isn't scoring, the attention she commands can really open things up for the rest of the team.
Oh, absolutely. And both these teams are going to find that. You know, when you've got one player that's really garnering a lot of attention, that does open up lanes. And we've seen I think that's why it's so critical that Kuhlman is attacking the basket as she is. That's another factor. Draws defenders in, trying to cover up that possible driving lane for Kuhlman. And Bulldogs just doing a nice job getting the ball underneath the basket. 4 baskets here in the second quarter, all right underneath the hoop.
And I think shot selection is a big difference between these two teams so far. We've seen a lot of long twos by Forest City. We've seen some 3-pointers. We're seeing a lot of shooting in the paint by Algona so far tonight. So that's really the big difference. Bulldogs shooting a lot closer to the bucket as McLaughlin rattles in the free throw. 23-15 Bulldogs.
Well, I referenced last year's game where the Bulldogs got out kind of a rough start. 8 of their 13 shots in the first quarter were from outside the arc. And tonight, it's been the other way around. Bulldogs really attacking the basket.
Completely different story as right now the Bulldogs have brought Maya Lentz back into the ball game as she's guarding Eisbrand down on the block. Sidestepping into a 3-ball is Logus, and she switched it for Forest City.
All right, Logus, nice shot, nice follow through. She really got hot last year in that fourth quarter.
Now Forest City brings out the 2-2-1 full court press. Bulldogs break it though. Dunning barreling inside, powers the layup up but missed it. Nice job staying vertical by Forest City. 5-point Bulldog advantage. Forest City runs the floor. Seglem bounce pass underneath to Warren, but Seglem shuffled the shoes for a travel.
Yeah, just she got a little bit off balance that time and drug that back foot.
So turnover forced by the Bulldogs. Casey Van Otterloo comes in for Paige Schmidt, and Forest City will keep the press on here and try to get the Bulldogs to cough up a turnover or two. Lauren McLaughlin, center of the court, passes away from the double team to Van Otterloo right side, working against Warren, darts to the front court, flips it up ahead to Dunning. Pass got tipped by Warren, but Dunning collects it. Now Dunning got the ball knocked away, but she got bumped as well. Fouled in the corner for number 3 against Forest City.
Well, you really got to be strong with the ball. Nice job by Dunning that time. Really had a hold of the ball there, but Forest City throws on a trap immediately anytime they get the dribble picked up, and you got to be strong with the ball.
Hayden Kuhlman has the ball off the inbound pass for Algona, finds Lauren McLaughlin, wide open 3, knocks it down. Lauren McLaughlin at the tray, and it's 26-18. First shot from long range for Lauren McLaughlin, as there's a foul line jumper by Brown, in and out, no good. Rebound by Bella Jo Dunning. Lauren McLaughlin really upped to that three-point shooting last year, over 40% on free balls as Dunning. Tough leaner from the lane, and she knocks it down. Use the glass.
Nice shot by Kuhlman. She's a confident shooter right now.
28-18 Algona. Brown pulling up for a three-point try. Air ball, she left it short. Seglem tries to save it in, but her foot was on the baseline as she tried to bat the ball. And all of a sudden, you blink, Bulldogs are up by 10.
Yeah, just a nice little run here. Again, being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket.
And I'll still go back to that point. I love the shot selection so far by the Bulldogs, and it feels like the Indians are still settling for outside jumpers. They're shooting early in the shot clock and really not working the offense as effectively as they'd like to so far. Casey Van Otterloo passes up ahead to Lentz. Lentz stops beyond the perimeter, gives it off to McLaughlin. Just left the center, wings it over to the right to Van Otterloo. Thought about catching and shooting. Good closeout, though, by Warren. Now Kuhlman in between the circles, being pestered by Eisbrand as Kuhlman works the left-handed dribble. 17 on the shot clock, Kuhlman to the corner. Pass swatted away by Brown and out of bounds. Bulldogs will keep it. 15 on the shot clock, 3:21 on the game clock, and a 10-point Algona lead as we get closer and closer to halftime. Taylor Van Otterloo in for Maya Lentz. Lauren McLaughlin in for Bella Jo Dunning. And Hayden McLaughlin inbound just from the left of the scoring table, just to the right of the Forest City bench. Hayden finds Lauren. Lauren McLaughlin dribbles in between the legs, trying to shake loose from Colette Logus. The smaller defender guarding bigger McLaughlin, and then Eisbrand steals it from Kuhlman. Outlet pass back to Logus, led her too far into the corner. Logus tiptoes and stays in bounds, finds Warren. Warren into the lane to Donchie. Donchie got fouled, no good on the layup. Almost had a three-point play, but instead she'll shoot 2.
Yeah, it really was kind of a tough trip down the court that time for the Bulldogs.
Foul committed by Casey Van Otterloo, her first foul of the night.
Bulldogs have really, Tyler, Bulldogs really played pretty good defense tonight, keeping the hands off and not fouling.
Yeah, just foul number 1 of the quarter so far for the Bulldogs is the free throw by Donchie, no good. A 53% free throw shooter last year. And you know, Greg, it's always defense first of Coach McLaughlin teams. They really emphasize that, and certainly a great defensive team last year for the Bulldogs, holding opponents under 44 points per game. As the free throw goes down for Donchie, she splits the pair. Now Bulldogs deal with the full court press. Ill-advised pass knocked away by Warren, and it's picked up by Donchie. Kuhlman turns that one over. Pass outside to Logus. Catch and shoot 3. And she swished it. Big shot for the Indians. Turnover leads to a 3-point bucket. 28-22. And the Indians won't go away. And another ill-advised pass knocked away. Stolen by Brown. Slicing in. Layup up. Layup good. Hayden Brown. 28-24. And Coach McLaughlin wants a 60-second timeout. Bulldogs are up by 10. 30 seconds later, they're up by 4. We'll take a timeout as well on 92.7 KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio. Brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Daniel Foth, and Michael Tull.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Grassmasters. Growing satisfied customers.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Glenn's Green Thumb. From a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa bone, joint, and sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Bella Jo Dunning. You're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KLGA.
As we come back, it's 28-24. Algona leading Forest City with 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Bulldogs break the Indian full court press, but then they turn it over on the front court. Dunning's pass got tipped and taken by the Indians. Brown makes the catch on the pass, sidesteps and scores. Indians on a big run, 7-0 scoring push, actually 8-0 scoring push, and it's 28-26. Bulldogs Gray have gotten very sloppy with the ball. It's knocked away from Kuhlman. Coach McLaughlin screaming for a foul. He won't get it though, and it's a turnover again. No, check that. They'll say Forest City touched it last. 30-second timeout by Coach McLaughlin, but back to that point, Greg, Bulldogs have gotten very, very sloppy with the ball the past couple minutes.
Yeah, 4 turnovers on the last 4 possessions for the Bulldogs, and just not anticipating how quickly they're going to be attacking. Coach McLaughlin talking to the officials a little bit.
He is irate on the sideline right now. That last turnover, he was thinking that Hayden Kuhlman was fouled on that pass attempt, but did not get the call there, and Bulldogs up by 2 now, 2:10 left in the half.
Well, and something when you've got a good defensive team, which both these squads do, but Forest City really being aggressive on the full court press here, trying to trap, trying to knock things away. Generally, if you got a team like that, you're looking for turnovers. You're going to do as much as you can. And some crews, officiating crews, call things closely. Some don't. And if you can get by with it, go for it. And I think that's what Coach McLaughlin's argument is happening right now.
Well, both teams feel each other out, but you also feel the officials out and try to figure out what's going to get called tonight, what's not going to get called. And that's part of the chess match that makes this game so great.
That's right.
28-26 right now is the Algona lead. 2 minutes left in the first half, but Forest City right now working on an 8-0 scoring run. Kuhlman has the ball 1 step to the right of center, guarded by Logus. Starts to dribble and then passes right side to Schmidt. Schmidt back to the top of the key to Kuhlman. 7 on the shot clock. Left to Lauren McLaughlin. 5 on the shot clock. McLaughlin had a double team. It got poked away, but this time a foul.
Well, and that's interesting because they came up behind Lauren McLaughlin to get the knockaway. And the foul call, that's exactly what Coach McLaughlin was talking to the officials about. And might have had a slight bit of influence there, I don't know.
Fouls on Eisenbrand, and sometimes that's what you're trying to do as a coach, just plant the idea in the official's mind and see if maybe it subliminally stays there later in the game. Paid off quickly, though, for the Bulldogs, if that's the case. Ball's in the left corner to Hayden McLaughlin. Across the way to Schmidt. Takes one dribble and goes back to the top of the key to Kuhlman. Kuhlman double team, flips it over to the right to Schmidt. 1:30 left in the first half. Now up top to Kuhlman. Bulldogs being patient here. High post to Dunning. Dunning spins. Brown knocks the ball away from Dunning. It rolls out to Lauren McLaughlin. It hits a foot, and it was off the foot of Donchie, out of bounds off Forest City.
Boy, still a lot of slapping at the ball and knocking things loose. Forest City really being aggressive here on defense.
Coach Erpelding down, clapping on the bench. That's the exact kind of energy that he wants from his defensive side of the ball. 1:21 left in the first half, 10 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. Schmidt lost the ball in the crossover dribble, diving in there is Logus. She forces the tie-up. It is a jump ball, and the possession arrow right now in favor of Algona. Bulldogs will keep it, but just 5 on the shot clock.
Now just a little slow to react to that loose ball there. Forest City got to it first and able to get it tied up when Schmidt got there.
McLaughlin looking into the corner, Lauren to Hayden, 4 on the shot clock. Ball goes to Kuhlman, splits the double team, floats the shot up. A little bit too strong, no good. Rebound by Forest City's Bethany Warren on the strong side of the court. Now up to Logus. 1:05 left in the first half. Brown has it with 1:03 now. Brown right of the paint. Brown guarded by Schmidt. Schmidt poking at the ball. Brown weaves into the lane. Ton of traffic, so she'll kick it outside to Eisenbrand. Left wing. Eisenbrand slicing to the foul line. Kuhlman reaching in, and that'll be a foul against the Bulldog sophomore. That'll be foul number 3 against Algona. First on Kuhlman. I should check that, second on Algona, but first on Kuhlman. Now 53 seconds left in the first half. Forest City fresh 35. Into one on the left wing. Quick closeout by Dunning. Now it's Brown. Brown left of the lane, wings it across to Eisenbrand, who has to jump to make the catch. Now left side Logus from way downtown, and she cans it! Forest City has the lead. 11-0 scoring run.
Boy, she's got a pretty shot. She's 3 for 3 from about that same spot this quarter.
A 32.5% three-point shooter last year, now traveled by Dunning. Dunning was trying to work the pivot foot near half court against the Forest City full court press, and she turns it over as the Bulldogs have giving Forest City a lot of opportunities late here in the first half.
And indeed they have. After that 10-point lead, it was 28-18. It's an 11-0 run now for Forest City based on 5 turnovers for the Bulldogs.
And the Indians can have the last shot if they want it. 28 seconds left in the first half. The shot clock is off. Forest City's won 5 of their last 6 against Algona. They battle back into the lead here. Much like they ended last year's game on a 13-0 scoring run, they've ended this year's first half on an 11-0 run, trying to make it more. 15 seconds left in the first half. Eisenbrand dribbling at the logo at half court, burning clock. Gets the screen from Seglum as she heads right, picks up a dribble. She's guarded by McLaughlin. Into the right corner to Warren. Warren shot early, missed on the 3-point ball. It deflects out of bounds, and Forest City touched it last. Bulldogs have 2.2 seconds.
And we'll see if they get it in, or do you try to check the long pass here? Let's see. Now it's just going to be a lob in, I think. Right
McLaughlin gets it to Schmidt deep down the court. She gets to half court, and the shot got tipped on the way up. She tried to bring that ball up from down low, but Forest City was able to strip it away and prevent a last-second shot. So an interesting first half, couple of big runs there, and Forest City ends up ahead 29-28 when the dust settles. We'll step aside for a timeout, get a few messages in, and when we come back, we'll look at our first half stats on KLGA 92.7 FM.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown Home Country Radio.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Dump It, Kasuth County's local and reliable waste service provider for commercial and residential customers.
Albert Electric, flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Signworks Inc. For all your signage needs and printed apparel, stop in or call 295-9544.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying Steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services, view their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small, they love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle, passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa bone, joint, and sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Lichter's Garage Door Service and new installations. A reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Ed Service Station, service you can trust.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Ulrich Construction, let them do the work.
Sports club members bringing you this game. High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services, view their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic. Animals large and small, they love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game.
Time from Algona High School as the number 5 ranked Forest City Indians lead the number 6 ranked Algona Bulldogs 29-28. Forest City ending the first half on an 11-0 scoring run. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Greg Stewart. Greg, a very interesting first half, and I'm sure this first half stats will bear that out.
Yeah, definitely an interesting ball game, and really kind of the kind of game I think we expected to see. I would have been disappointed if Forest City got rattled and just fell apart, and Algona ran away with this thing. Although I wouldn't have minded, but no, I really expected them to come back, and they did it with defense. Forest City stepped it up a little bit more, and Coach Erpling down there applauding his team. And as I think you mentioned one timeout break, the energy he was seeing out there. They really got aggressive with Algona, got several slapaways, 5 turnovers there in the last 3 minutes of this first half, and they turned it into an 11-0 run and went from 10 down to 1 up here at halftime. So when you look at the stats don't tell really the whole story, because it's really fairly even. Shooting from the floor, I've got the Bulldogs just a hair over 50%, 11 out of 21 from the field. And that, you talked about several times, a good shot selection for the Bulldogs. They've been doing a nice job getting the ball to the basket. The Indians made 12 out of 26, 46%, so just a tick behind. 2 3-pointers for Algona out of 5, and the Indians shooting the same rate. They made 4 out of 10. Big in that stretch, of course, was Logus there in that last 3 minutes, made 3 from just about the same spot on the left side there, and really propelled them to the big comeback. At the line, Bulldogs hit 4 out of 5, and the Indians 1 out of 2 there in the first half. The biggest stat, I think, probably is the turnovers. Both teams had some struggles in the first quarter, and it was about even there turnover-wise. But that aggressive Forest City defense and the full court press in the last 3 minutes, as I mentioned, turned the Bulldogs over 5 times. I've got the Bulldogs with 13 turnovers here unofficially in the first half. The Indians just 8, so those 5 turnovers, and as it works out, field goal attempts 5 extra for Forest City, and out of that 5 extra shots, Forest City made 1 basket, and we've got a 1-point ball game here. So stats really fairly even here, but it's going to be interesting to see again now how these teams come out in the second half, because you know Forest City's going to stay aggressive. Coach Erpling is in there pumping his girls up, saying, look what happens when you put that extra energy into defensively. You've got them on the run. Stay with it. We're going to see more full court pressure. The Bulldogs got to stay calm, meet passes, and throw passes with purpose. Lobs against this team are going to get taken away, no doubt about it. And then identifying Logs, I think, because if she gets hot, and well, she was there in that second part of the second quarter, like I said, just about all from the same spot. Can the Bulldogs keep her covered up, make her move off that spot?
Yeah, Logus really has a pretty looking 3-point shot, and it's something about when she plays Algona, she really lights up. Last year against the Bulldogs, she hit those 3 late 3-pointers. She scored 14 points, Algona making 4 of her 7 threes, scoring those 14 against Algona last year. And she's having another great game against the Bulldogs here tonight. 11 points as she is Forest City's leading scorer. Bethany Warren has 7, and Hayden Brown has 6. For the Bulldogs, leading scorer is Hayden Kuhlman of 12 points. You also have Lauren McLaughlin of 5, Bill Joe Dunning and Hayden McLaughlin of 4 apiece, and Maya Lentz with 3. He scores so far for the Bulldogs, but aggressiveness. I think you nailed it on the head when you said that Coach Erpling was preaching that. Message got through there at some point in the second quarter when they really turned up the pace. They started using that 2-2-1 full court press that the Bulldogs had some issues with. So now at halftime, Coach McLaughlin's had a little time to draw it up, figure out how to break that press more effectively, but it doesn't just stop there. Once you get the ball across half court, Forest City's not just going to stop being aggressive. They've been active all night long. Their defense is swarming around, and especially early in the season when offenses are still getting in sync, maybe ball handling is still not quite at 100% yet, that defensive energy can really be a huge factor in the second half.
I know that could be a difference in just about any ball game. We've talked about that a lot over the years, how your offensive game, for whatever reason, might not be there night to night. Shot might be a little bit off, whatever, but you can win games with defense, and at least in this first half, Forest City got back into this game with defense. Now, the interesting thing will be how the second half plays out. Can the Bulldogs stay calm, but yet, like I said, throw sharp passes against that defense and take care of the ball, avoid the turnovers? That's probably going to be a key to how this game finishes up.
Well, what a matchup tonight. It hasn't disappointed us one bit. Two of the top 6 teams in the Class 3A rankings. Algona number 6, Forest City number 5. We mentioned earlier, number 1 ranked Esterville Lincoln Central already lost earlier to number 8 Roland Story, so maybe one of these two teams moves up with a win tonight. But this is one of these statement kind of games early in the season. You don't want to over-index on what happens tonight because it is just November and you've got months of basketball to play, but certainly a statement to be made in the second half by one of these teams. Both the coaches talked about wanting to put themselves among the best in the state, and the big second half, one of these two teams will make that early statement.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an opportunity for both teams, and I hope, for the sake of both squads, the second half plays out similar to the first half. In what I mean there, both teams had a lot to be proud of, did a lot of good things on the court. Really a great game between two excellent teams, and hopefully both of them can continue that here in the second half. Big challenge, but it's an opportunity for both teams to kind of assert themselves, and we'll see who comes out here on top in the second half.
Well, Forest City was a state quarterfinal team last year, making their first state appearance at Wells Fargo Arena. Bulldogs have been in the regional final back-to-back years. They want this year to be the year they break for the Wells Fargo, and both these teams trying to set the early tone tonight at Algona High School. 29-28 is the Forest City lead. Indians ended the first half on an 11-0 scoring run, and now they begin the second half of the basketball. They will inbound it to Locust, and we are rolling here in half number 2. Forest City heading from right to left on the radio dial. Brown in the left corner, guarded by Paige Schmidt. Takes a couple of dribbles and gets it over to Eisenbrand. Eisenbrand across the way to Warren, just inside the 3-point line, bounces the cutting Eisenbrand. Eisenbrand off glass, too strong on the layup, knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Indians. Lauren McLaughlin was close to that one, but kept the hands back just far enough to avoid the call against her. McLaughlin inbounds to Schmidt, and the Indians will continue their full court pressure against the Bulldogs. It worked in the first half. You don't change it if the Bulldogs try to beat it.
Yep.
Nearly a travel there by Kuhlman. Into the corner to Van Otterloo. Catch and shoot free. Way too strong. Rebound near side by Brown. Brown will push it ahead of some pace. Brown taking it coast to coast. Spun 180. Put the layup up, and she got fouled. Foul against Hayden Kuhlman as Brown came barreling in. And 2 free throws for the Forest City junior.
Yeah, that was a good job by Brown. She actually ended up shooting that ball over her head. Turned all the way around, but nice job of forcing the contact because she figured Kuhlman was not going to be set.
And the first free throw rattles in and out, no good. Second foul by Hayden Kuhlman. Hayden Brown last year, a first-team all-conference selection in the top of Iowa West, shooting 63.7% from the free throw line, averaging 13.2 points per game as she knocks down the foul shot. And that's her 7th point of the night, a 30-28 Forest City lead. Bulldogs get it to Schmidt. Schmidt across half court to Hayden McLaughlin. Bulldogs break the press this time. Schmidt jumps and passes near side to Kuhlman. Kuhlman sees an opening to the lane, pulls up for a 15-footer, missed it right. Fight for the rebound, peeled away by Schmidt. Off the tip by Hayden McLaughlin, and they'll get it back outside for a fresh 35. Near side, it's Casey Van Otterloo, a couple of steps behind the 3-point line. Creeping out to defender is Eisenbrand. Bulldogs rotated around to Hayden Kuhlman, head fakes, and she traveled.
Yep, was trying to move a little too quick that time.
Forest City, they've sped up the clock for the Bulldogs past few minutes of the first half, or I should say last few minutes of the first half, and then so far here in the second half.
Got to be quick, but don't hurry, right? That's what Coach Wooden said years ago.
So easy to say, but so hard to execute as Eisenbrand drives in right down the lane, hit it off the bottom of the rim. The cleanup, though, by Donchie, and the putback good. 32-28. Donchie has 3 points now tonight, and the Indians have scored the first 3 points of the second half. Hayden McLaughlin up to Hayden Kuhlman. They break the press. Kuhlman looks inside. She head fakes. She curls inside. Floater from 10 feet. Bounces off the rim and deflects in.
Kuhlman has such a soft touch on the ball, doesn't she, with that jump shot? Nice job.
Tremendous touch, and now with 14 points tonight. Locust has the ball between the circles as she flings it over to the right side to Eisenbrand. 6:13 and ticking in the third quarter, and a 32-30 Forest City lead over Algona. Left corner, it's Locust, guarded by Kuhlman. Kuhlman goes over the top of the screen, and that was going to be a moving screen against Forest City, I believe, and it is. Moving screen against Donchie on that one.
Not sure who it was, but somebody in the crowd across the way yelled moving screen, but the official had blown his whistle, so he was going to make the call. But
yeah, you can probably hear it in the background here on KLGA Hometown Radio as McLaughlin has the ball, trying to work past the Full court press of Forest City. She'll get it up to Schmidt. Schmidt jumps and passes away from the double team. Avoided trouble there, but narrowly. She found Kuhlman. Saunders pass Lauren McLaughlin. Left wing catch and shoot three. Missed it a little bit too strong. Grappling for the rebound, Hayden McLaughlin and Hayden Brown. And that's going to be a foul against Hayden McLaughlin as Brown's legs got taken out.
That was a nice aggressive move by Hayden McLaughlin. Around on the baseline side there, and the ball was sticking out just a little bit. She tried to latch onto it and get that jump ball, but got the foul.
That fits into the tone of this game. No free rebounds for either side. You see the athletes fighting for every loose board. 5:40 on the clock. Driving it is Brown. Brown right down the center of the paint. Hesitation, puts up the layup, no good. The cleanup by Donchie again, and Donchie for the putback.
Well, Donchie with
34-30.
a couple of big offensive rebounds and putbacks for Forest City.
Bulldogs break the press again. They've done much better in the second half. Brown almost got the poke away from Kuhlman, though, who weaves around the half-court line. Finds Van Otterloo in the far side corner. Van Otterloo works towards the right around the perimeter. Flips it over to McLaughlin. Now Schmidt in the right corner. 5:14 on the clock. 34-30 is the Forest City advantage right now. McLaughlin flings it across the Kuhlman left wing. Kuhlman driving, looking for space along the baseline. Wraps the pass inside to Hayden McLaughlin. It went off her hands, though, and taken by Eisenbrand for Forest City. Outlet up to Logus. 2-on-2. Logus stops just inside the foul line. Finds the trailing Eisenbrand. Kept her feet. Jumper left it short. Rebound again by Donchie. Kicks it out Logus. Logus three, no good. Rebound pinballs around. Van Otterloo fighting with Donchie. Donchie rebound again, and she found Logus. Bounce pass underneath. Saved by Eisenbrand for going out of bounds. She'll get it back outside to Donchie. Donchie making things happen for the Indians as Logus works the baseline, and a push against Algona. Free ball went in from the corner, but the foul was called before that.
All right, two big offensive rebounds by Donchie. Kept that alive for Forest City.
Yeah, she's already had two putbacks so far this quarter and added a couple of offensive rebounds on that possession. Second foul against Casey Van Otterloo as Van Otterloo and Hayden McLaughlin head to the bench. Taylor Van Otterloo and Bella Jo Dunning come into the ball game for Algona. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Brown spun away from Kuhlman, got inside, missed from point-blank range. That was a tough shot. Ball goes right back to her, though, puts it up and in.
Wow.
Bulldogs just having trouble finding those loose basketballs right now. 9 points by Brown and 36-30 Indians. Kuhlman full head of steam into the front court. Threads past the cutting Schmidt, and Schmidt's shot partially blocked. Bulldog crowd wanted the foul. They won't get it. And now a foul on the rebound. Foul on the rebound will go against Forest City's Hayden Brown. Second foul by Forest City, second by Brown as well. And a 4:13 left. Donch is going to head to the bench to get high fives from her teammates after all those offensive rebounds. Drew Seglum checking in for Forest City. Schmidt from the far side baseline gets it into McLaughlin, back to the bucket. Underhands it to Kuhlman, now back to McLaughlin. Lauren McLaughlin working with the ball, she spins, sees an opening for a 15-footer, and she swishes it.
A nice job of pulling the ball in off a possible steal there and getting the reverse pivot for the basket.
We haven't seen a lot of shot attempts by Lauren McLaughlin as Taylor Van Otterloo steals the entry pass. Bulldogs force a turnover this time. But Lauren McLaughlin's jumper is looking incredibly smooth here in this first game. Driving in Kuhlman. Kuhlman floater, no. Line drived it. And the fight for the rebound by Seglum takes it away from three white jerseys. Pivoting, looking for space. Bulldogs have her trapped. And a jump ball's forced.
Oh, wow.
Jump ball's forced by Taylor Van Otterloo.
I tell you what, there's a little of the Indians' medicine back at them there. Bulldogs really being aggressive on that double team.
Yeah, it was Dunning and Van Otterloo. She had Seglum pinned in there along the baseline, and Bulldogs were relentless. They wouldn't let her pivot out of it. Brown checks out briefly for Forest City. 4-point Indian lead. Van Otterloo from the far side baseline. Looking, fighting Hayden McLaughlin. Open, the recovery, the block by the foul. The foul on Seglum. Seglum very frustrated because she thought she had the steal and then an open run to the basket, but instead it'll be McLaughlin shooting two.
Yeah, that'd be one I'd like to see the replay on. She stepped in and I had the ball, hit the ball, but I think she carried through and ended up on the arm there.
Yeah, sometimes it's not the initial touch of the ball, but it's
right.
the follow through, and that very well could be what they got there as Hayden McLaughlin drills the first free throw. McLaughlin, a 10.5 point per game scorer last year for Algona, converted on 61.6% of her free throws as Seglum checks out. Forest City brings Donchie back into the ball game. As the second foul shot up and good. 36-34 right now is the score. 6 points so far by Hayden McLaughlin. Indians up by 2. 3:35 left to the third quarter. Logus looking for space. Bulldogs won't let her have any after that big first half of 11 points. And a throwaway. Ball's thrown out of bounds by Donchie. May have seen a red shirt in the crowd there and thought it was one of her teammates and threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little cut there in the back side, and she was already throwing the ball, so Goes straight out of bounds.
So turnovers are slowly starting to get back in Algona's direction a little bit more here in the third quarters. They forced a few Indian turnovers. McLaughlin to Kuhlman, center of the court, works it across the Bulldog logo. Now back to Lauren McLaughlin. McLaughlin wants to drive in, got by Warren. Shot was blocked though, and it went off the hands of Geeson, I thought, but they're going to say Algona touched it.
Yep.
So Bulldogs will relent the possession here, and Forest City will have it. 36-34 Indians. Forest City has led all throughout this third quarter after entering the quarter up 29-28. Eisenbrand spins towards the right, fought about pulling for three, thought better of it, and hands it off to Logos, who curls around. Logos guarded by Casey Van Otterloo this time. Gets the screen, steps back, Van Otterloo stays right with her. Now Donchi outside to Geeson. Geeson right down the lane, no one stops the ball, and Geeson scored. Bulldogs were expecting a Geeson pass there, and that left Main Street wide open for her to waltz in for the easy 2 points. First two of the night for Geeson. Pulling up for a three is Hayden Kuhlman, left it short. Long rebound to Flex out to Logos. 38-34, Forest City Indians have the advantage over the Algona Bulldogs. Left side for Eisenbrand, she's gonna pull for a contested three. Way too strong, that was a major heat check, and the Bulldogs have McLaughlin rebounding. Outlet to Van Otterloo. Finds the trailing Kuhlman across the foul line, flips it over to Schmidt. Now Lauren McLaughlin squares for a three-point try. Yeah. She rattles it in. Big time shot for Lauren McLaughlin, her second free of the night, and a timeout is called by Forest City. Give Lauren McLaughlin 10 points and have 2:13 left in the third quarter. It's a 38-37 score. 30-second timeout as we'll keep it right here. Once again, the tug of war back and forth. Bulldogs still trying to get over the hump and get back in the lead, but that Lauren McLaughlin free ball, some much needed medicine for this Algona offense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I watched that last possession when the Indians were up 4 and then got the stop, and kind of start worrying about if somebody gets out to a 6-8 point lead, how easy it's going to be to come back. But that was a big shot there. Lauren McLaughlin coming down as a trailer, and Bulldogs just doing a nice job of forcing the defense low and then working McLaughlin coming down, spotting her up, and McLaughlin takes that shot with a lot of confidence.
And she certainly can. Lauren McLaughlin, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs last year at just under 15 points per game, the number 3 scorer in the North Central Conference. And if you recall, last time the Bulldogs beat Forest City here in this gymnasium, it was Lauren McLaughlin corner three with about 16 seconds left in that ball game. That gave him a 39-38 lead. That was not last year, but the year before, so it would have been right before Thanksgiving of 2022 when the Bulldogs won that game over the Indians. Forest City getting the win over Algona last year, though, was a three-point ball right back the other way by Logos. Goes down the drain. How about that? 14 points by Logos. Raining down the threes tonight here in Algona. 41-37 Indians, 1:51 left in the quarter. This time they're staying right on Lauren McLaughlin. Almost jumped it past. Almost landed that time as Van Otterloo will try a three-point ball. Rims out, no good. Rebound by Logos, center of the paint. Logos sprints up ahead, threads the pass to Eisenbrand. She dropped it though. Geeson right there to pick it up for the Indians. Hands it off to Donchi. Donchi working the up and under. Donchi layup up and in. Got by Hayden McLaughlin on the up and under, and it's 43-37.
Nice job by the big girl that time. Coming up and under.
7 points by Donchi and a 5-0 scoring push by Forest City right when the Bulldogs got it down to 1. Algona works it around the perimeter. McLaughlin looking into the corner to Lentz. Back to McLaughlin, and pass intercepted by Eisenbrand, but she fell down and lost the ball. Back to Lauren McLaughlin, finds Lentz, cutting to the bucket, and Coach McLaughlin screaming for a foul. They'll say it was a block shot cleanly. Forest City comes up with it. Now 1 minute left in the third quarter. Indians pulling up. Logos from way downtown. That one missed right. That was a Steph Curry or a Caitlin Clark range three-point ball.
It was.
McLaughlin, free the other way. She swished it again. Keep shooting it, Lauren McLaughlin. 43-40, and what a swing that is. I don't think Logos will be pulling up from that deep again tonight, but you still got to watch for her to shoot a three-pointer at this possession at some point. 32 seconds left in the quarter. Geeson driving her way in, gets the pass towards Logos, got tipped on the way out there, rotates to Eisenbrand, catch and shoot free. Yeah. Eisenbrand the answer. 46-40 Indians, and now the three-point balls are going back and forth. Schmidt rainbows the pass to McLaughlin near side. Now out to Van Otterloo. Left wing Trey. Casey Van Otterloo. Line drived it. Long rebound out to Logos. Tried to pass it to Eisenbrand, but Schmidt deflected it and stole it. Important deflection by Schmidt, otherwise that's an easy 2. McLaughlin, free at the end of the quarter. That one's going to be short from just inside of half court, and that is the end of 3. Forest City extends their lead with a couple of clutch three-point balls. Indians 46, Bulldogs 40 as we head to the fourth quarter on 92.7 KLGA.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
More Sports Club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for healthcare.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Lauren McLaughlin. You're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KLGA.
Number 6 ranked Algona trailing number 5 ranked Forest City 46-40 as we begin the fourth quarter. Indians head from right to left on the radio dial. This game has lived up to the hype so far. Eisenbrand has it for Forest City. Basket is to our left. Hayden Brown back into the ball game after dealing with some fouls earlier. Brown driving in. Brown picks up a dribble. Wearing a knee brace on her left leg. Pivots around 360 as Hayden McLaughlin stays in front. Now Warren had the ball poked away by Kuhlman, but a foul on Algona. Foul on Algona as that'll be Kuhlman's third. Well, during that third quarter, we saw the three-point ball start to open up for Lauren McLaughlin. She now has 13 points. Kuhlman leading the way of 14 so far for the Bulldogs. Brown from the baseline. Gets it into Eisenbrand. Colette Logus, the leading scorer for Forest City, on the bench as of the start of this fourth quarter. Eisenbrand from the right side baseline as Dunning stays in front.
Good defense.
Blocked by Dunning. Eisenbrand tried to pivot and shoot, but Dunning rejected it out of bounds.
Right, Dunning really stayed in good position that time. Didn't give her any good look at the basket.
Right now, the 5 on the court for the Bulldogs. Casey Van Otterloo, Hayden Kuhlman, Hayden McLaughlin, Lauren McLaughlin, and Bella Jo Dunning. Ball inbounded to Bethany Warren for Forest City. Hands it off to Brown. Brown darting inside. McLaughlin trying to stay tall, but Brown powers her way in and scores the layup. 11 points by Hayden Brown. 8-point lead for the Indians. That is their largest of the game so far. McLaughlin on the right side. Lauren finds Hayden in the right corner. Hayden McLaughlin, three-point, boom, she cans it!
Well, that's a big shot. I was going to say, important the Bulldogs score, not let this get out of hand, and wow, big shot there.
Back down to a 5-point game. It's a tug-of-war between these two teams. You can tell they're not quite in mid-season form, but you can also tell these are two hard, scrappy teams. There's a reverse layup. Eisenbrand no good. Rebound by Donchie again. Donchie got tied up by Van Otterloo underneath. Possession arrow is towards Algona, but Donchie is just continuing to vacuum in offensive board after offensive board. Bulldogs are having a little trouble with her physicality and size underneath. And instincts as well to know where the deflection is going. But a 48-43 is the Forest City advantage right now. Bulldogs have been trailing this entire second half. They led 28-18 at one point, but if you're just joining us, Forest City ended the first half on an 11-0 scoring run, and they've extended the lead here in the second half. Lauren McLaughlin, another three, and left that one short. Hayden McLaughlin tips the rebound. It's loose. Warren dives on top of it, and she got it out to Donchie, and Donchie got run into by Van Otterloo. Casey was just a second late there trying to intercept that pass and ran right into her for a foul. That is going to be number 3 against Van Otterloo, so now you've got Van Otterloo and Kuhlman with 3 personal fouls, and the Bulldogs with 2 team fouls in this fourth quarter. Logus back in and directing traffic for Forest City. 14 points so far by Logus, who has arced the 3-point ball into the bucket multiple times tonight. Brown in the left side corner, right in front of the Indian bench, whips the pass to the foul line to Warren. 15-foot jumper, the cup spits it out.
Oh, wow.
That ball was in and out. Rebound fought for by Donchie, runs into Van Otterloo in a foul. Ball's in Kuhlman's hands. Donchie knocked it out. It rolled to Van Otterloo, and then Donchie bowled over Van Otterloo. That'll be the first foul against Forest City of this quarter, and the second foul on Donchie. But once again, no free rebounds for Algona. You've got to make sure you secure that ball and check the rearview mirror while you're at it.
Boy, that's right.
Schmidt will walk the ball across half court for the Bulldogs. Hayden Kuhlman starts possession off the ball. We'll see what the Bulldogs do here. Up top to Schmidt. Schmidt takes one dribble, pivots around and finds Lauren McLaughlin. Eyes the bucket, fought better of a 3. Nice crossover, finds Hayden McLaughlin, and Hayden hits another 3-pointer. Lauren to Hayden, and it's a 2-point game.
That's her spot, just about the same spot over here in the right corner.
And quietly, 12 points by Hayden McLaughlin, 48-46 in favor of Forest City. Hayden Coolman for the knockaway, and this is going to be a foul. Foul on Hayden Coolman. They call the blocking foul on her as Brown tripped over the top, and Brown a little slow to get up, being helped to her feet.
Now Coolman's going to have to come out of the game now with 4 fouls, 5.5 minutes. That's a big blow to Algona for ball handling. Nice aggressive defensive play by Coolman, but at the last second, player kind of tumbled over the top of him and Coolman went to the floor.
And now that is the question. Where does the ball handling come from? Do you have Lauren McLaughlin play point? Maybe Paige Schmidt as a timeout is called. Time to think about that decision right now. 5:33 left in the quarter. It is a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. 48-46 Forest City. Coming right down to it here at Algona High School on 92.7 KLGA.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
Hey Bulldog fans, this is Hayden McLaughlin. You're listening to Algona Girls Basketball on KLGA.
Tyler Lance alongside Greg Stewart. A battle right now between Forest City and Algona. And Greg, the Bulldogs hitting some big-time threes. 48-46 the score, but now having to deal with the 4 fouls of Hayden Coolman and work around that ball handling issue against a pressuring Forest City defense.
Yeah, you can imagine the Coach Herpling is talking to his Indians about just that. Let's turn up the heat on the ball because Coolman is definitely the quickest ball handler that the Bulldogs have.
So the 5 on the floor right now for Algona. Dunning, Van Otterloo, McLaughlin, and Schmidt. Logus has the ball for Forest City. Bulldogs want it to trap her. She'll pass away, though, into the right corner to Brown. Wings it across to Isa Brand. Isa Brand sees an opening. She'll drive in. Passes the foul line to Warren. 15-foot jumper off the heel, no good. And Schmidt with the contested rebound. Had an arm flying across her face, but she collected it anyways. Strides into the front court, finds Laura McLaughlin. Important possession here for the Bulldogs. They could potentially tie it or take the lead. Hayden McLaughlin line drives at three-point ball, though, and Brown rebounds. Brown's going to push. Brown racing up the floor. Splits 2 defenders. Got inside. Layup too strong. Warren the follow. Warren is up and good.
Nice follow by Warren that time, and that missed shot.
First bucket of the second half by Bethany Warren, who now has 9 points. 50-46 in favor of Forest City. Pass is flipped to Dunning. It's knocked away by Isa Brand, and she'll outlet it up to Logus. Logus will pull it back out and let her teammates catch up. Big turnover there for the Bulldogs. They've been doing a better job of protecting the basketball in the second half, but that was a big one.
Just kind of a casual pass there, trying to enter in the offense, and you can't throw casual passes against the Indians.
Isa Brand guarded by Van Otterloo, takes it all the way to the cup, too strong on the layup, and McLaughlin rebounds on the near side. McLaughlin looking for space, and a foul on Isa Brand trying to pick that ball away. Hayden McLaughlin did a nice job of making herself big underneath, not letting anyone get in there and get that ball, and then Isa Brand reaches in for the 3rd foul by Forest City.
Yeah, kept the base wide, so she had good balance that time, and kept the elbows out protecting the ball.
So another big possession coming up for Algona, and the Bulldogs are going to say, we need the ball handling. They put Hayden Coolman into the game, and she's going to handle it. Watch to see how Forest City targets her on the other end of the court, but right now the Bulldogs need a bucket. They're down by 4. Schmidt driving the baseline, guarded by Brown. Outside to Coolman in the left corner. Coolman, the Bulldog sophomore, spins her way inside, got tied up, layup up and in anyways. That was nearly a jump ball as Isa Brand had her hands on that one, but Coolman just ripped the ball away and got the layup. 16 points by Hayden Coolman tonight. Now it's a 2-point game once again. 50-48, the Forest City advantage. Logus heads towards the right. Logus stops just inside the foul line, kicks it into the corner to Isa Brand. Tested free over Coolman, and she finds the bottom of the net. Unbelievable. Isa Brand now with 8 points, and that's not bad defense by the Bulldogs. That was just a contested shot made by the Indians. Coolman slices in, Coolman to the rack, missed the layup left, and a rebound for Brown of 3:25 left. 53-48 Indians. Bulldogs just can't get over the top yet in this 4th quarter. In the corner to Isa Brand, hard head fake, kicks it over to nobody as Schmidt almost intercepted the pass. It went off of Schmidt's arm though and out of bounds. Nearly a chance for an interception and a stop on defense, but instead Forest City will have another chance. Isa Brand will check out here, Donchi will check out here, and that'll create a sigh of relief for the Bulldogs because Donchi has killed them on a few offensive rebounds tonight. Taking down towards 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Ball goes near side to Logus. Watch out. Catch and shoot. Too strong, though. Rebound is raked away by Forest City, and a jump ball forced by Lauren McLaughlin. Eisenbrand got there first, but McLaughlin forced the jump ball, and possession arrow towards Forest City. That does flip it around, though, for later in the game as Dunning checks in. Van Otterloo checks out. And Indians maintaining a 5-point advantage. 8 on the shot clock. Ball's inbound at top of the key to Seglum. Seglum hands off to Brown. Brown working left of the paint. Brown trying to bail her way inside. Ran into a brick wall. Banked it up and in on the fadeaway.
Wow. Fadeaway, falling away.
Lauren McLaughlin stayed vertical. Brown tried to go through her and she got brick walled, but then she faded away anyways, hit the shot. Now the Bulldogs might be in trouble. 55-48, 2:40 left in the fourth quarter. They're going to need to score here fast. Dunning is going to lose the ball. It's taken by Warren, and a big turnover again for Algona. This Indian defense has just been suffocating the last few possessions. Now they need to be patient. They're going to shoot it early in the shot clock, though, and Logus rattles it in. Shot after shot after shot for Colette Logus. 17 points, 10-point City lead. A timeout by Algona. 60-second timeout. We'll take it as well. 2:19 left in this one, and Forest City pulling away in the fourth. 58-48 on 92.7 KLGA.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water connection, from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Gray Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio.
Too much Colette Logus so far tonight for the Algona Bulldogs. A big three-pointer by the Forest City senior makes it 58-48. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Greg Stewart. Greg, the Bulldogs got it down to 3 points a couple times this quarter. They got it down to 2 points at one point. They even got it down to 1 point, but they've never led here in the fourth. And after this Forest City keeps the defensive pressure on, they've forced turnovers by the Bulldogs, and they're hitting timely three-pointers.
Yeah, that's been kind of the story of the ball game, really, is defensive pressure, knockaways, turnovers, and then some big shots for Forest City, especially here lately. Big possession here for the Bulldogs. They really need to score. You don't have to hit a three, but really need to score to start putting a dent in this if you're going to make a comeback.
That's right. You need something here. 58-48 is the score. 2:08 left. Pass up to Lauren McLaughlin. Active hands by Isa Branch. She peels it away. It's loose, and Hayden McLaughlin picks it up. Another near turnover. McLaughlin will drive in. Went through a defender. Wasn't a charge, though. The officials are conferring. They're signaling foul right now, and it is a blocking foul against Forest City.
Wow.
Feet were not set.
Yeah, that's a break for the Bulldogs. I'm not saying it's the wrong call, but that was a tough one there because you could tell McLaughlin was heading to the basket. And just a little bit of movement there by the defender. Puts it the line, which is ideal. Clock stopped.
Yeah, scoring if the clock stops is now what Algona needs. The free throw is good. 58-49. They'll get Colette Logus for a second foul. It's one of those bang-bang plays, too. And, you know, again, may have been the right call, but Coleman, or make that up, McLaughlin she was looking to initiate contact.
Yes.
I'll put it that way.
Yep.
But she got it. She got the 2 free throws, and Hayden McLaughlin now 14 points tonight. 58-50 is the Indian lead. Trying to defeat Algona for the 6th time in the past 7 matches between these teams. Algona does have a 14-7 advantage over Forest City dating back to 2006, though. Now a mid-range jumper by Hayden Brown, and there's a swish. The long-range shooting by Forest City has been in mid-season form tonight, and it's a 10-point lead again. 15 points by the stellar junior Hayden Brown. Lauren McLaughlin left wing tray. Missed it off to the left. A fight for the rebound. Boy, a nice job there by Donchi, containing Bella Jo Dunning and allowing her teammate Eisenbrand to get in for the rebound. And a timeout called. Timeout with 1:24 left. 60-50 is the Forest City lead. And well, Greg, I'll say this. This game's been about what we expected. It's clear these two teams are not quite in mid-season form yet. Maybe not the sharpness that they're going to be showing in February or January, but I can certainly see why these two teams are both ranked in the top 10 in Class 3A. A lot of talent on the floor tonight, and I'm most impressed by the defense tonight. I know the three-point shooting by Forest City is probably what jumps off on the score sheet, but how aggressively, how much energy, and especially for the first game of the season when the conditioning is maybe still coming in, how much energy these two teams have played with tonight. This has been a treat to watch.
Yeah, it really has. I think both teams knew coming in what opportunity they had here with a high-quality opponent to lead off. And both these teams, win or lose, are going to have good seasons. There's no doubt about that. But it's an opportunity. When you get that opportunity, you get hyped up, a little extra energy, and we've seen it tonight. Really, both teams giving forth a good effort. And just right now, the Indians have managed to get a few more turnovers and a few extra looks, and they've hit some big baskets down the stretch here.
Yeah, when you get hot, you get hot. They got hot towards the end of the first half, and they've taken some good shots here, but they've taken some contested shots too at the tail end of this fourth quarter. They've hit some contested shots. Eisenbrand hit that big three from the corner. Locust is hitting from everywhere tonight. The only place she didn't hit was that near half-court three-pointer she tried earlier, but everything else has gone down the drain for Locust. Now Indians have the clock in their favor with 1:17 left. 10-point advantage for Forest City as Brown almost lost the basketball there. Brown chases it down, and McLaughlin tried to strip it, but she fouled. Brown ended up on the floor, and with 1:11 left, that's going to be foul number 4 against Algona.
Personal foul called on McLaughlin.
And Lentz will check in for the Bulldogs. Lentz is going to replace Kuhlman as Kuhlman has 4 fouls. Bulldogs, as bleak as it looks, you still don't want Kuhlman to foul out. Brown will inbound from the far side of the court, directs traffic with the left hand. Inbounds the ball into the corner to Eisbrand. Bulldogs try to trap. Trap worked well. Lauren McLaughlin deflected the pass and it went out of bounds, which is the break for Forest City because otherwise that's a turnover.
Yeah, that's a nice trap, and you got the McLaughlin sisters double teaming in the corner.
Yeah, it's some great wingspan to really end any passing lanes that Forest City could try to find. As we're down to about 1 minute left, Schmidt is trying to intentionally commit a foul. They don't call it, though, as Seglin bounces it into the lane to Warren, and now a foul does get called with 1 minute left. Number 5 against Algona, and Forest City is going to be shooting here very shortly.
Personal foul.
They'll get Lauren McLaughlin for her second, and it'll be a couple free throws coming up here for Drew Seglum.
Drew Seglum at the line shooting 2.
Seglum 2 points so far tonight. And knocks that one down. 11-point advantage for the Indians, 61-50, and they've built their largest lead of the game. So many similarities to last year's matchup, too. I mean, Forest City, at the end of the fourth quarter, had that big 13-0 run to end the ball game last year. This year's not quite a 13-0 run, but it's taking what was a 38-37 game and turning it into a 61-50 game. Offensive board for Bethany Warren, and the Indians will bring it back out. Missed free throw, offensive rebound, and another foul by Algona, and offensive rebounding, another big theme tonight. That's big time in Forest City's favor.
Yeah, it was. I've got, matter of fact, I've got the Indians with 8 offensive boards in the second half here tonight. They had only 1 in the first half, according to my stats. That's been huge. And really missed free throw in the first attempt. But really, Indians couldn't want anything better. Make the first free throw, miss the second, and get an offensive board. So.
Yeah, burn valuable time and then shoot more free throws as the second one is up and good.
Not going to count, though, because Brown was in the lane too soon.
So lane violation. Brown got a little excited there, but that's just, she was so excited to go for the rebound. Forest City is just drilling that home, and score will stay 61-50 as Bulldogs casually threw the pass in. Eisenbrand almost stole that in the backcourt. Kuhlman on the right side, looking for Schmidt, backdoor cutting. Schmidt inside, layup up and in. Schmidt, her first 2 points of the night, and Coach McLaughlin will take a full timeout for the Bulldogs. So 60-second timeout called by Coach McLaughlin. We'll take a timeout as well on 92.7 KLGA. 61-52, the Forest City lead.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Forest City on the brink of doing something that no team did last year, and that was beat Algona in Algona. Bulldogs went 11-0 at home last year. They have 13 straight wins at home dating back to January 30th of 2023, a 54-51 loss to Clear Lake that season. But tonight, Bulldogs are trailing 61-52 against the number 5 ranked Forest City Indians. Tonight, the Bulldogs, they've had some very good stretches, but they've also had some very sloppy stretches, and they've let Forest City be in this game just long enough to take advantage of those sloppy stretches and eventually pull away. So
yeah, 18 turnovers on the Bulldogs tonight, and that's tough to overcome, especially against a good team.
It certainly is as the Bulldogs try to trap Forest City in the backcourt. Logus tries to escape, and Schmidt has to commit the foul with 42 seconds left. Bulldogs are going to battle this one out to the end, and as we said, 2 of the top 6 teams in the Class 3A rankings. And earning it here tonight, Schmidt getting called for the foul, her first. And 2 free throws coming here for Colette Logus, trying to put the capper on what's been a 17-point night so far. First free throw up and no good for Logus.
It's another way games can stretch out late because Bulldogs playing from behind, taking more chances defensively, and then fouling to keep from long possessions, so you put the other team at the line a lot.
Logus' second free throw is good. She now has 18 points, and the Indians up 62-52 as they reestablish the double-digit lead. Last year these teams matched up, Logus had 14 points, made 4 of her 7 3-point balls, and she has outdone herself tonight. Kuhlman drives down the lane, finds the backdoor, cutting Schmidt again. Schmidt layup this time no good. Off the board, Casey Van Otterloo, and she got fouled on the follow. 2 free throws coming for the Bulldogs senior.
Well, nice job by Casey Van Otterloo coming in on the weak side there to snag that offensive board. Bulldogs have not had a lot of offensive rebounds tonight. In unofficial stats, that's number 4.
Van Otterloo's first free throw in and out, no good, and it stays a 10-point deficit with 33 seconds left. One thing Forest City head coach Matt Erpeling talked about before the game, he mentioned rebounding and he mentioned preventing Algona from taking 3-point shots, and both of those, I'd say, mission accomplished. As second free throw, no good as well. Offensive board, though, chased down by Hayden McLaughlin. Now she's trapped, and now a foul on Forest City. Logus was trying to force the jump ball, but commits a foul instead. Number 5 on the Indians. So 29 seconds left, and Hayden McLaughlin heading back to the free throw line where she's been quite a bit so far tonight.
Five fouls, was it?
I thought that was 5. They have it as 5 on the scoreboard, so that should be, yep, it is 5, so there we go. Took a minute for the Bulldogs. They were setting up like they were going to do an inbounds play, but McLaughlin will now head to the free throw line. As they'll bring the basketball back in. McLaughlin so far tonight with 14 points. She's been good from the charity stripe in this one. First free throw for McLaughlin is good, and it's 62-53 now for City.
That's an important part of Hayden McLaughlin's game. You know, playing underneath the basket as much as she does, you want to be able to hit free throws.
Second one good as well. She has certainly done that tonight. 16 points so far for McLaughlin, and Eisbrand in the backcourt, fouled by Lauren McLaughlin with 26 seconds left.
Well, I understand the fouling, and of course, I'm not sure it makes a lot of difference at this point, but looked like a possibility of a double team there, a trap, and Bulldogs not able to be too patient now with only 26 seconds left.
Yeah, you've just got to, if you can't get the steal almost immediately, you've got to foul here if you're going to play it out that way. As the free throw is good, and it's 63-54. You know, free throw shooting was one area that Forest City did struggle in last season. They were just a 58% free throw shooting team. That was 7th in the top of Iowa West. Tonight they have had a few misses, but they're making them down the stretch, and they're back up by 10 as the 2 free throws for Eisenbrand are good. Eisenbrand now has 10 points. Into the front court comes Kuhlman with 22 seconds left. Into the corner to Schmidt. Head fakes now back to Kuhlman. She'll head fake. She'll drive. Kuhlman trying to get to the rack. Ball stripped away by Logus with 15 seconds left. And the Bulldogs are going to wave the white flag here and concede this one as Logus will dribble out the time. 64-54 the final score, and Forest City wins this battle of top 6 ranked teams in Algona tonight. Bulldogs have their first home loss since the 2023 season. There's the final buzzer, and there's a 1-0 record for Forest City and an 0-1 record for Algona. So tough opening starts for the Bulldogs, but they'll learn a lot from this one, and they will grow heading into a tougher matchup, or just as tough, I should say, against Esper Lincoln Central on Monday night. Forest City will play West Fork in their next game coming up Monday night as well. We'll step aside for a timeout. Look at the final stats coming up after this. Again, Forest City 64, Algona 54. Final score tonight.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents, Dave